Good Sunday morning, folks, and thanks for joining us this morning. I hope you all are having a fantastic weekend. Well, first up on the show, we are talking to the folks from Workforce Solutions. We are joined here by Joshua Vasquez. He is the business relations representative, and we have Mike Gonzalez, who is the communications specialist. Thank you both so much for coming in this morning.
Of course, thank you.
So we have this great hiring event that you guys have coming up. So let's talk a little bit about it. Now, it is an annual event that you host every year.
Yes. So every year, the Texas Workforce Commission and the 28 workforce boards in the state of Texas host the annual Red, White, and You Veterans Job Fair. And it's a veterans job fair. It's specifically meant to help veterans get employment, veterans and their spouses, actually. So with that being said, it's still open to the general public. We want to invite as many people as we can out here because it really is a huge event. This year, we're expected to have nearly 100 employers.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to be taking up a lot of space at the Mission Convention Center. And we want to see not only veterans and their spouses, but the general public there too who are in need. If they have any questions, feel free to visit us online at wfsolutions.org and /RWY. We'll be able to help you guys out there.
Awesome, and that's great. You said over 100 employers will be there looking to hire, looking to possibly interview. Will that be happening day of? Should people come kind of dressed ready to interview kind of at the moment?
I would say it's pretty common for people to get hired on the spot, not on the spot, but in prior iterations of this event, we've had people walk out with jobs that same day. So anything's possible. I would definitely say show up dressed to impress. Bring copies of that resume. You want to make sure that you have a good amount, but we will also be having like a cyber cafe in the area.
We will have computers available for them to fill out online applications and paper applications as well, so that'll be available to them. And like Mike said, most employers do interview on the spot, so we do have quite a few individuals who leave with a job from the event.
And that's fantastic. And is that something, what are some things that they should be bringing or prepare themselves for a day of? I know we said resumes are always a positive. Now, what if they perhaps don't? Should they come in prior to the event and maybe kind of, can they work with you all to kind of set one up? Or if they can't, can they just show up day of and kind of work that way? I know obviously dress to impress as well. So what are some of the kind of things they should do to prepare themselves?
We do have specialists that will be there at the cyber cafe. If someone, by chance shows up without a resume, we'll be able to help them as best as we can there. But we do encourage everyone to bring a few copies. But however, like we said, we will have printers there, so don't fret if you don't have a printer at home. Things to do beforehand, I would say definitely work on a pitch. Because this is going to be a huge event with nearly 100 employers. It helps to know what you're going to be saying. It helps to know how you're going to highlight yourself in front of these various employers, because if you go in maybe expecting one, but things don't go the way you want in that situation, there's a very, very good chance that we're going to have another employer in that exact same industry right next door that you can apply to as well and get to know. So that's one of the many benefits of this event.
Perfect. And is that something that they should kind of keep an open mind to? Do you guys tend to list kind of the employers that are going to be there prior to the event? Or is it kind of they show up and they'll then be presented with them all?
Well, we have employers from different industries. We're still finalizing all the employers that are going to be present. And then we have some cancellations at the last minute or so forth. But this is a huge event, so we really don't like to advertise. We just like to just mention the different industries so they can come prepared. But we will have, like Mike was mentioning, close to 100 employers from different industries ranging from manufacturing, retail, education, law enforcement. So we'll have an array of employers that are available who cater just to specifically to hiring veterans, but also to the general public for the different opportunities that will be available as well.
Of course, and that's great. And it is, again, I think important to kind of keep an open mind, like you said, in case you meet with a lot of different employers from that industry or such, or maybe you just kind of want to walk around and meet with a bunch of different employers in different industries, and you kind of have your mind open and you can kind of find out what you're most interested in. So I think that's great, and with nearly 100 employers, you definitely have the opportunity to do just that and kind of browse and shop around, I guess, and
certainly, kind of, considering that the unemployment rate is down right now, we're very happy about that.
Oh, of course.
But that doesn't say that there's not room for improvement. If you have a job right now, we want you to make it out to this event as well. There's always something to reach for, and you might just find that at this event.
Most definitely. And I think it's important to kind of explain why you all do an event that is kind of tailored to veterans and their spouses every year.
Yeah, the spouses are a very important part of a veteran support system. So if they have a strong support system, if veterans and their spouses are both able to work to move forward, then it leads to a better community overall. We want to support the people who have helped us as a whole, and this is our way of doing that.
Most definitely. And that's great. And so how many years have you been hosting an event such as this?
This is actually the 7th annual Hiring
Wow.
Right Wedding for 7 years now.
Okay,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
And
That's
it just
really,
gets bigger and better every year.
I know, thinking of that. So, I mean, obviously we're nearly 100 employers that are going to be there that day. So I think that's fantastic. Obviously, I'm sure it's grown throughout those 7 years. So that's great. And so, of course, it is tailored to veterans and their spouses, but it is open for the general public as well. And I think that's exciting because it's always, with these events, it gives an opportunity to kind of explore other career options. So if you're unsure if, the job is right for you, or you're thinking maybe I want to see what else is out there, this is a great opportunity to do so. And of course for veterans to get them back into the workforce and kind of find something that works best for them and their expertise as well. So let's go over again those dates and times and where it is, so that way people can go ahead and get that information, write it down in their calendar, and make sure that they head on out.
Definitely.
Sure, it's going to actually be November 8th, Thursday, from 9 to 1, and it's going to be held at the Mission Event Center. We do recommend that you try to get there early. We do tend to have lines for this event, so if you actually pre-register, you're able to print out a FastPass as well. And we
Perfect.
recommend that you pre-register on our website. That way you can take that FastPass and alleviate the wait time that you would have. But it is going to be taking place November 8th.
Perfect, and that's great, of course, and you can go head to that website to pre-register, and you would recommend that, of course, that way you guys can, of course, like you said, get a fast pass, go in there, because there is going to be a lot of employers there, so you definitely want to be able to get there, get first, make a good first impression, and of course, dress for success. And if you have any more questions, you can go ahead and call 928-5000. And of course, go to the website, wfsolutions.org/RWY. I hope I can read that. That's a little small for me this morning. But no, so that's fantastic. I'm glad you guys came in this morning, and I'm glad you're sharing this information. So if you are looking for a career change, veterans out there, spouses, or in general, if you're looking for a new opportunity, make sure to head on out there on November 8th. Thank you both so much for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, folks, when we come back, we are talking to UTRGV Athletics, I can't speak this morning, about an upcoming banquet. We'll be right back.